Welcome to Hypnosis Today, the nation's first web TV talk show that explores the fascinating world of hypnotherapy. My name is Lisa Mackenberg, and I'll be your host, covering a wide variety of subjects to help you understand the power of the subconscious mind and how hypnosis is being used today to help people achieve success, happiness, and prosperity. Well, my very special guest today is Liat Artzi, and she is an honors graduate of HMI College of Hypnotherapy. And she has with her today her very special guest and client, Dr. Bruce Shanahoff, and he is a chiropractor with a private practice in Encino, California. Please help me welcome my guests. Well, Bruce, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
You wanted to come in for a little more self-confidence. What was going on in your life?
Well, throughout my life, there have been junctures where I was working with something where I just felt that I lacked the self-confidence to achieve what I was trying to achieve. I mean, in past it might have been racing bicycles on the velodrome and feeling comfortable dropping in from high on the banking and accelerating quickly and feeling that I could maintain control of my bicycle. Well, more recently, it's been issues of having been in practice for 30 years and feeling very confident in terms of my knowledge, but sometimes in my interactions with people, I've just felt like I lacked some self-confidence, and I wanted to improve that.
Sure. So why did you decide to see a hypnotherapist for self-confidence?
Well, because over the years I'd seen many hypnotherapists, and they had been very helpful in dealing with all those issues. So I said, okay, it worked before, it'll work again.
How did you find Liat?
I just had the good fortune of meeting Liat at a meeting in Encino of professionals who get together and introduce themselves to each other.
And since you've seen Liat, how's your self-confidence been?
It's been a lot better. Yes, she's helped me a great deal.
Can you give us an example of something that's different?
It has to do most with the stress of interaction. Patients come into my office. I have a non-surgical spinal decompression practice. That means that people who come in have severe herniated discs. They're in a lot of pain. And to be able to, at the same time, comfort them, direct them, and maintain that doctor-patient relationship, I just find that it's a lot less stressful. I feel much more comfortable interacting with all the people that come into my office.
And I know that that is a big breakthrough technology right now, and something that can help people improve their quality of life in an amazing ways.
Oh yes, it really is a very special and unique way of dealing with that problem of herniated discs.
Well, Liat, I want to go to you for a moment. As I talk to Bruce, I see that he is an analytical intellectual, just as I can tell from talking to him. What kind of an induction would you use with an analytical intellectual like Bruce?
Well, we use something more subtle where I had him, it's called eye fascination technique with peripheral vision expansion.
Can you teach us?
So basically what it is I had him stare at a spot in the ceiling, focus in on it till his eyes got a little heavier, trying to have him expand his peripheral vision as much as he can. The more he was going to expand his peripheral vision, the eyes would get heavier and heavier, and when he felt comfortable, he could slowly close his eyes.
From someone who's a true scientist, how did that hypnotic induction work for you?
It worked very well. I find it very easy to go into that state. The thing that I found so impressive about Liat, frankly, is when she has me in that state, the insights that she has and the way she's able to direct what's going on. It's really an amazing experience.
Well, here I have to ask, is it her insights or your insights? What do you think?
Well, let's put it this way. My insights, perhaps, but she has really good ears. She listens and she processes what's being said, and I think that that's the distinction that makes her special.
Well, I always say we are not selling golf balls, we're professional listeners.
Yeah.
And it takes a very unique hypnotherapist to be able to lead someone on a journey of self-discovery, to get those insights and then to weave them into the hypnosis.
Yeah.
But first we have to get those insights. What did you use to help Bruce get those insights? Did you use some imagery?
I did use imagery, which is great for intellectuals because it's not so direct. And basically, I used an imagery technique called the 3 selves. It's really actually amazing because when we're younger, from up till about age of 8, our subconscious is kind of like a iPod. We're downloading everything as the absolute truth. So if you're younger and you know, your dad's in a bad mood, and he said, oh, you'll never amount to anything. Well, even though you're an adult and can logically look back and say, hey, I know he didn't mean it, it still is ingrained in the subconscious, and it can come into play and really hurt your relationships and career and things you might not even consciously be aware of. So what I did was I took him on the 3 selves, 3 different doors. The first door he opens is the you as you present yourself to the world. I had him go through the senses. How do you look? What are you wearing? How is your posture? How are you speaking? Basically having him visualize this person.
So here I'm going to go to Bruce. What is the self that you present professionally?
Well, when I opened that door, it was actually, I'd say, exactly what I expected to see. I saw myself dressed like this. I was wearing my white doctor coat, you know, very in order, standing up, smile, feeling very comfortable and happy, and yeah, it was exactly who I expected to see.
No surprises there.
Yeah.
What's the second door?
Second door is the you that you present yourself to those you love and trust.
What was that door like?
Well, that door, was the way I look on the weekends. I mean, I have blue jeans, a polo shirt, and a little frayed, and some tennis shoes, and very comfortable and relaxed, and the way I would be, say, on a Sunday afternoon cooking up dinner for the family.
Were you surprised at anything you saw in the second door?
No, it was exactly, felt completely, right.
Okay, perfect. What's behind the third door, Leah?
The third door is usually where I have breakthroughs for my clients, and that is the secret you that you don't even know.
Yeah.
What was behind the third door?
That shocked me. I opened up the door and I immediately saw Gollum from Lord of the Rings. That miserable little creature that had the ring and it had destroyed him, and he was
Well, he
hideous.
looked one way before, and as he began to perseverate on the ring,
Yeah.
he became more and more monstrous. So
Yeah.
it was that guy?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
What do you make of that?
Well, I made of it that wasn't how I wanted to see myself. And
Yes.
it was, a really poor self-image.
Sure.
So,
And that was a surprise, I bet.
It was genuinely like, oh my God, is that how I see myself?
Yes. What do you do next?
Well, we work on self-confidence and changing that third image and seeing yourself as a better person, using different techniques to visualize what he wants now that he can have it. He has the choice to change that image, that just because it was ingrained back when you were 5 or 6 or 7, you have the power, just like you put it there, to alter that with suggestions to your subconscious.
Absolutely. Do we interact with the 3 people behind the 3 doors in any other way, Liat?
Yeah. What we do is after that, we integrate them all back together, because that is still a part of you. And although we separate it into 3 different doors, you have to integrate them back together, because that is you on an everyday basis.
Absolutely. So we have to bring it all together. You use a very interesting metaphor of gifts. Can you teach us that one?
Yes. So what I have is I have the client go back to each door and receive a gift. Usually it can be a metaphor, it can be a physical thing, and it really shows your higher self kind of what you need to change that image or keep it the same. So, gang, I made the mistake of, which I learned the hard way, of telling my client, or not telling my client, forgetting to tell him to unwrap the gift. So he
Really
got all
important.
3 gifts wrapped.
Well, and it was my presumption that the gifts would be wrapped.
Well, when you imagine, visualize, picture, or pretend unwrapping those gifts,
Yeah.
remember that? What was some of the things, or what was the most profound thing that you found when you finally unwrapped one of the gifts?
I think the most profound thing, it was almost like a Frank Capra experience, and where under my professional self, there was this beautifully bound leather notebook that contained 30 years of letters from patients for all the people that I'd been able to help. And one of those internal warming kind of situations that really reminded me, yeah, this is who I am, and this is what I've done throughout my life. And that was profound, but perhaps another one was in the third door once I finally got Gollum sort of fixed up, the gift was actually this ball of light, like energy. It was just the power to achieve whatever I wanted.
Well, I can see how this type of hypnosis would really boost the self-confidence. What would you say to someone, Bruce, who's a professional, an intellectual, a scientist like yourself, who might be skeptical or hesitant to go see a hypnotherapist? What message would you have for that professional?
Well, first, I'd say that, look, hypnotherapy has a long history of having helped people, and you can't just discard that. There have been a lot of scientific discoveries regarding hypnosis and its power on the human mind. But more than anything, it's like, why wouldn't you want to try something that holds such wonderful potential to help and no downside kind of risk?
That's right. Do no harm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Liat, I know everyone's going to want to know more about this type of imagery and how, in general, to use hypnosis for self-confidence. You can reach Liat Artsy on hmigrads.com. We need to take a short break, but please stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to meet another HMI honors grad, and she's going to teach us how to use hypnosis for reducing stress, relieving anxiety, and we're going to meet her wonderful client as well. Stay tuned. Welcome to Hypnosis Today, the nation's first web TV talk show that explores the fascinating honors graduate of HMI College of Hypnotherapy. And she has with her today her very special guest and client, Dr. Bruce Shanahoff, and he is a chiropractor with a private practice in Encino, California. Please help me welcome my guests. Fascinating world of hypnotherapy. My name is Lisa Mackenberg, and I'll be your host, covering a wide variety of subjects to help you understand the power of the subconscious mind and how hypnosis is being used today to help people achieve success, happiness, and prosperity. Well, my very special guest today is Liat Artsy, and she is an... Well, Bruce, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
You wanted to come in for a little more self-confidence. What was going on in your life?
Well, throughout my life, there have been junctures where I was working with something where I just felt that I lacked the self-confidence to achieve what I was trying to achieve. I mean, in past it might have been racing bicycles on the velodrome and feeling comfortable dropping in from high on the banking and accelerating quickly and feeling that I could maintain control of my bicycle. Well, more recently it's been issues of having been in practice for 30 years